Hi everybody, this is Ellen. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a single crochet granny square with rubber bands. It wasn't that long ago that there was one on Facebook. I don't believe it's similar to this, and I think it's actually different than the other one that I'm going to show you how to make in a different tutorial, which is one that is a double crochet granny square. So this is kind of my own pattern that I made up based on the designs that I've made, and I wanted to share it with you because I've been asked to do tutorials for them. I think they turned out really pretty, so I'm going to share this with you. We're going to work on this one first. It's less bands, so you can almost double the bands for the other one, but kind of give you an idea. The center here for red is 21 bands, and then it doubles as you go out for each row. So 20 bands here, or it goes up by 20 bands each row, I guess I should say. So 20 bands, 21 bands here, 41 bands here, 61 bands in this yellow row, 81 bands in the green row, and then 101 bands for the blue row. So it does get, as you get larger, you use a lot more bands for the rows. So you want to keep that in mind. I'm probably going to go through about 4 rows, and then hopefully after that you'll be able to kind of see the pattern and fill in the gaps around. Because after the first few rows, it's fairly consistent on what you do. So we'll get started. I'll put this over here. But I'm going to use pink for my center, because I don't have enough girly stuff, I guess. I'm going to take one band, put it on my hook, double it around so I have that figure 8. And I'm going to take another band. I'm going to chain 2 through it, so one band on the hook, I'm going to pull it through, and then pull another band through, like that. So here's my center with 2 chains through it. Now I'm going to go back into my center, pull up another band, and leave that one both on the hook. And I'll take another band, pull it through everything on my hook, and then we are going to chain 1. So just pull one through everything on your hook. Now we're going to go back into the center, cap band. We're going to pull up a band onto the hook, take another band, pull it through everything, go back into my center, pull up a band, get another band, pull it through everything. Now we're going to chain 1, so put a band on there, pull it through, back into the center, pull a band up, then a band through everything, back into the center, pull a band up, and then a band through everything, and we're going to chain 1, go back into the center, pull up a band, try and keep it on your hook, pull up a band, band through everything, back into the center, pull up a band, band through everything, chain 1, then you're going to want to find, if you look at our first stitch here, we have the band that is through the cap band, and then there's the band right above it. We want to hook into that. Take another band, pull it through everything on your hook, and then make a slip knot. So this is what you first should have. And if you kind of stretch it out, here's my chains. So it kind of looks like a little across. So that's our first part of the square. The tails, you can weave them in afterwards. Here's a red one that I weaved into the next row. Or I'm actually going to go back through, and these are jelly bands, so it's a little bit more complicated to tie them off correctly. But I'm going to actually just go in and knot them and then cut off the tails. But I'm just going to leave them hang loose for now. So then you want your next row round color. I'm going to use some purple. We're going to start in this first corner. So you want to find this gap between the two single crochets. Right there. So take your hook, stick it through there. You're going to pull a band through on your hook. Pull another band through. So we did a chain 2 out of that corner. Then you go back in through the center. Pull a band up. Both ends on the hook. Then pull a band through everything. And we're going to chain 1. I'm going to go back into the corner. Pull up a band. And pull a band through everything. Back into the corner. Pull up a band. Then pull a band through everything. So now you have kind of a little corner that you made too. We're going to chain 1. And you want to find the next corner. So you'll have 2 crochet stitches right here, and then you go in through that next corner. You're going to pull up a band, and then pull a band through everything. Back into the corner. Pull up a band, then a band through everything, and then do a chain. So 1 band, go back into the corner, pull up a band, then a band through everything, and then 1 more time back into the corner, pull up a band, and pull a band through everything, and then do a chain 1. So you can kind of see we've got part of the square going on now. So find that next corner, pass the 2 stitches, go in through there, pull up a band, then take a band through everything, back into the corner, pull up a band, and then a band through everything, and then we'll chain 1, and then go back into the corner, pull up a band, then pull a band through everything, back into the corner, pull up a band, then a band through everything. Then you want to chain 1, then we find our last corner, so in through there, pull up a band, pull a band through everything, pull up another band, and then a band through everything. Then you want to chain one and go back into the corner, pull up a band, pull a band through everything, and go back into the corner again, pull up a band, and then pull a band through everything. Then we're going to have one more, chain one, so pull a band through. Then again you're going to want to go over to this beginning part here. So I have my first stitch that comes up, and then stick your hook through that part, and then pull a band through everything and do a slip knot. So there is the next row around. Looking pretty good. So more purple. So we're going to start in the corner again. So go in through the corner, take a band, pull it up, pull another band through what's on your hook. It doesn't matter what corner you start in, just as long as you start in corners so you can follow the same pattern stitches that I do. So I pulled up two bands. I'm going to go back into that same corner, pull up a band, and pull a band through everything. And then we're going to do a chain one, back in the corner, and then pull up one band, and then pull a band through everything. Back into the corner, pull up a band, and pull a band through everything. So this is the same thing we just did in that last row. Then we're going to do a chain one, and now we're not heading straight for the other corner. We have created a new gap for the expansion around. So now we're going to go into this little spot right here, or kind of large spot, but in through there, pull up a band, and take a band through everything, go back in there, pull up a band, and then take a band through everything. So we put two stitches in there. Then do a chain one, and then we go to the other corner. So in through the corner, pull up a band, and then pull a band through everything. Back in the corner, pull up a band, lose it, and then you'll take a band through everything, and then we'll chain one, and then back into the corner, pull up one band, and then pull a band through everything, then back into the corner, pull up a band, and pull a band through everything. And then we're going to do a chain one. So we have one side done. So again, we're going to find that next gap kind of in the middle, which is right here. We'll put our hook in through there. Annoying. Pull up one band, and pull a band through everything. Go back in, pull up a band, and pull a band through everything. Then do a chain 1. Then go into the corner. So find that corner. Go in through there. Pull up a band. Pull a band through everything. Into the corner again. Pull up a band. Then a band through everything. Then a chain 1. Back in the corner. Pull up a band. Pull a band through everything. Back in the corner. Pull up a band. And then a band through everything. And then we'll do a chain 1 again. So here's the other side. I will say that I have done this pattern with single banding. If you want to try and do the same pattern but use double bands, I don't know for sure if it will look the same when you're finished, meaning that you might get some really crazy squishing or stretching going on, so that it might not look the way you hoped it would look. This banding that I'm using here is specific for single banding, so you'll have to give it a try, or maybe I'll work it out so that I can see what it is with double banding. I just know that these will use a lot of bands if you wanted to make something large, you know, something bigger than just like a coaster or something like that. So I'm just kind of starting with single banding, and plus with having the larger one that I'm going to bring out, this one is a lot more bands to get to this size. So just kind of, this one's kind of more for they want to make one but they don't want to use as many bands, I guess. So alright, so we did the corner, and then we did our chain 1. So we find the spot in the middle to go through. Pull up a band. And pull a band through everything. Back into that middle spot. Pull up a band. And then pull a band through everything. And then chain 1. Then we'll go into the corner. Take a band and pull it up. Then take a band through everything. Back into the corner. Pull a band up. And pull a band through everything. Chain 1. Back into the corner. Pull a band up. Band through everything. Back into the corner. Pull a band up. Pull a band through everything. And then we'll chain 1. And then find that middle section that's left. Go in through there. Pull up a band. Pull a band through everything. Go back in. Pull up a band. Then pull a band through everything. Then chain 1. Then you're going to want to find that first stitch again. So you have the part that comes up, but then you want the part above it to stick your hook through. So not the first chain that comes up, but the second chain. And then just do a slip knot through everything on your hook. So there is the third row. There's a little stretching. Different bands too will make a difference in the outcome of your design, so And I'm going to do one more row, and this row around now will have two sections, so one here and there'll be one here where we do the two, like right here in this last one, we did the 2 single crochets up through it. So there'll be 2 of those, and then as you go around, the next row will have 3, and then the next row will have 4, and then you'll still have the corners. So I'll explain again, and I'll actually name off the stitches a little bit more so when we're going around the corners, so that you can see that it's the same stitches all the way around. It's just that as we increased, as we went around, we're adding in these extra spots right here. So I'm going to always start in the corner. I'm going white. And I'm going to, when I first start in the corner, I'm chaining 2. So 1, 2. And then I'm going to do 1 single crochet. So into the corner, pull up 1 band, and then pull a band through everything. So that's 1 single crochet. So chain 2, 1 single crochet, and then we're going to chain 1, go back into the corner, and we're going to do 2 single crochets now. So pull up 1 band, pull another band through everything. So that's 1 single crochet. We have 1 more to do in the corner. So pull up another band, and then pull a band through everything. So that's 2 single crochets. Then we're going to do a chain 1, and that is basically the entire corner. So you'll find the next section over, and we're going to do 2 single crochets in this next section. So in through, pull up a band, pull up another band through everything. So that's 1 single crochet. Then we're going to pull up another single crochet, 1 and 2. Then you're going to chain 1, which is what helps give the gaps for the next row. And then in the next spot around, it'll be another 2 single crochets. So in through, pull up a band, pull up a band through everything. So that's 1 single crochet. We have another one to do. Pull up a band, pull a band through everything, and then we'll do 1 chain 1. So now we have those middle ones taken care of, so we need to find the corner again. So go in through the corner, and it's 2 single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet in the corner. Now, before at your starting one, it's chain 2, single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet. It's just that when we get over to the other corners, we don't have to do that chain 2. So in through the corner, do 2 single crochets. So take a band, pull it up, then pull a band through everything. So that's 1 single crochet. Go back in the corner, pull another band up, pull a band through everything. There's 2 single crochets. Then do a chain 1. Now we'll go back into the corner, do 2 more single crochets. So pull up a band, then pull a band through everything. That's 1, then go back in, pull up a band, pull a band through everything, and that's 2 single crochets. So now we're going to look at this first side here for a minute. So we have our corner. When you start, chain 2, single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet, all in the same corner. Then you chain 1, and then it's 2 single crochet in this first little spot, chain 1, 2 single crochet in the second little spot, chain 1, and then 2 single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet, chain 1. So I mean, I'm hoping that you're seeing the pattern now, and if we look here, we've now created 3 loops for the next row. Or this row right here, the purple row had 2 loops, the white row will have 3 loops around, and then as you increase, you're going to have 4, 5, and 6, depending on how wide you make this. So, but it's the same process, the same banding, it's just that you're increasing the number of loops on the side that you're using as you go around. And again, like I said, each row increases by 20 bands. So 21, 41, 61, 81. The next one would be 101 for that row. So I'll finish this row with you, and then hopefully you've got it, and if it's you might have to rewatch parts of it if you're missing something. So, but I finished the 2 single crochet here. I still need to chain 1. So chain 1. Now we're going to start along the other side. So in through the little loops here, pull up 1, and pull a band through everything. Back in the same spot for my second crochet. Pull up 1 band, band through everything, and then chain 1. Then we're going through the next spot, pull up a band, pull a band through everything, and then again another crochet in the same spot, and then we'll do a chain 1, I want to say too that I know sometimes when I looked at this I'm like, it's a little sparse. I did try adding in like 3 or changing the banding, but then the whole thing just kind of crumpled. So for this particular banding and design, this is the best for it. So just kind of helping you out so that if you go, I think it should be fuller, you don't run into that same problem. So alright, so we did our 2 middle ones, so now we're going back to the next corner. So into the corner, pull up a band, pull a band through everything, back into the corner, pull up a band, pull a band through everything, chain 1, go back in the corner. We're going to pull up 2 single crochets, so here's pulling up a band, pull a band through everything, so that's 1 single crochet, back in, pull up another band, pull a band through everything, so that's 2 single crochets, and do a chain 1, find our next spot over, we're going to do just 2 single crochets, so pull up a band, band through everything, back in the same spot, pull up a band, band through everything, so there's our 2 single crochets, then we'll do a chain 1, then go into the next spot, 2 single crochets here, so pull up a band, pull through everything, then another one in the same spot, pull up a band, and pull a band through everything. So there's our 2 single crochets. Then we'll do a chain 1. Now we'll find the corner. We're going to do 2 single crochets. We'll pull up a band, pull a band through everything, back in the corner, pull up a band, pull a band through everything, then do a chain 1, now 2 single crochets in the corner again, pull up a band, and then pull a band through everything, then do it again, pull up a band, put a band through everything, then a chain 1, And then we just have the next little loops to go on this last side. So find that loop, pull a band through everything, back in, pull up a band through. So we have our 2 single crochets in this spot. Then we'll do a chain 1. Then we'll go back into, or go into the next one over. I do 2 single crochets, so pull up a band, pull a band through everything, and go back into the same spot, pull up a band, pull a band through everything, and then a chain 1 again. And then lastly, we find that spot for we have our first chain coming up, and then we find our second chain. So there, looks good. And then we'll pull a band through and do a slip knot. And then you want to stretch it out and kind of move the stitches away from each other. Center them if you need to. In case any of them overlapped while you were working on it, because that can distort the shape as well. As can using different bands, so it's kind of up to you. But I think they turn out very pretty. Takes a little bit of time and effort to get to the end, but I guess, although I probably went through it a little on the fast side compared to someone who hadn't made one before. I mean, I went through 5 rows in a little over a half an hour with a lot of talking. Sorry about that. So hopefully you'll be able to kind of whip through one, and I'm sure there's lots of fabulous ideas that people will come up with on what to do with these. I know most of them are like, oh, I'm going to make a coaster, so I guess they can make coasters. At some point in the future, if people aren't figuring it out, I will show how I would join these together into something bigger if you want for that. So, but that'll be a little bit after I get the larger square out as well. So, but I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it was fairly easy to follow. I tried to explain the best that I could. Just as long as you get the kind of the pattern down around the corners, and the corners are 2 single crochets, chain 1, 2 single crochets, and then as you go into the middle, chain 1, 2 single crochets, chain 1, 2 single crochets, and then you start over with the corner again. So as long as you can get that down, the rest of this, if you want to expand it farther, it's just a matter of you're going to have more loops to fill up on the sides as you go and increase. And then again, finally, I'll say that it increases by 20 bands each time you go around, so that you will make sure that you have enough bands for your project, whatever you're doing. So, but hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will have more hook-only stuff in the future. A lot of times it just takes a little bit longer to adapt patterns that I'm used to using for my projects into rubber bands, because it is definitely not the same kind of medium. So, but I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope this is what you were looking for, and I will have the tutorial for the other one out before too long as well, or maybe first, who knows, by the time I get all these edited and done. So, but I want to thank you very much for watching. You can share these with me on my Instagram page, which is at Crafting Fantastic, or on my Facebook page, which is Crafting Fantastic or feelinspiffy. The links for those are both underneath my video in the description. And then, of course, subscribing to my channel is awesome and helpful for me, so I know exactly who's all watching and wants to see what I have coming out. So, but thanks again, and I will have more for you soon.